So welcome again, my dear friends, and welcome to a new chapter where we're gonna work on the profile page. So it's gonna be a lot of fun and you're gonna learn a lot of new things, okay? I promise you that. So if you wanna see how the profile page is gonna look at the end, you can just go back to the showcase of the scores and you're gonna see how it's gonna look exactly. And I'm gonna try and do it exactly that way or even better, okay? So the first thing that we're gonna need is go to the backend and then get all the informations of the user, which is gonna be for the profile, like the name, last name, all the other stuff. And then we're gonna have a function that works, that we send the request to Cloudinary itself and then get some type of images we want. Like for example, if we needed the cover pictures, we can get them. Like the profile pictures, we can get them. Like the post images, we can get them just by the name of folder and the username of that user that's trying to send the request. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. So this is gonna be a lot of work and some kind of challenges, but we're gonna go through it as usual. So let's go. So we're gonna go to the backend folder and then we're gonna go to the routes and then the user, and let's create a new route. It's gonna be called get profile, and we're gonna call the function the same name and then import it right here. And this is gonna be a get request. And the difference right here also is we used to get the data like from the request.body that we send, but this is now going to be a difference because I want to also use parameters so you can get used to them, okay? So parameters is simply pass in the URL itself, so we can go / and then like name it whatever we want, like user name. And that means when we have it like here, then anything I can go and write after this / is counted now as the username. So it can be accessed or extracted from the request or .params. So request.params.username, and then I can have anything that I have after this /. So I know this may sound confusing, but it's actually pretty simple, and I'm going to show you. Let me just take the name of the function, go back right here, go to the end, and let me create the function. So exports does get profile. It's going to be an async function, request response, all the usual stuff, try catch. Then the return for the error, the catch, and then simply you can go back right here and then can extract the username from the request.params. Easily now I have the username. So everything I pass in that URL right here is gonna be extracted using simply the request.params, and I'm gonna just response with, so response.json, JSON or just send, and then I'm gonna pass send the username back. So now we can go back to Postman and let me create that route so we can order request. So other request is called get profile. So let me just get profile is going to be a get request, and then HTTP 8000, then it's going to be forward get profile. So now simply if I pass something right here like / and for example like username 1, now if I send, this is going to be the response, which is going to be username 1. So now we have that username that we're going to send also from the front end when we send the request in the URL. So that's going to be very useful. So let's go back right here. Now I can simply get all the informations of the user. So const user is going to be just simply await, use the user, then find by the username, okay, which is the same attribute. So we don't need to pass again the username. So that's simply, and then we're going to select so we can remove the password because we don't want the password, and the rest is fine. So now if we go response.json and we send the user back, we can go back right here and then send again. And as you see, we're not going to get anything because this is a wrong user, it doesn't exist. So maybe you can go back to the database and refresh. I created this new one just called Bilberry. I don't know why I just got the name from Bilber. So I'm just going to pass it right here and then send. And as you see, now I'm going to get all the informations of the user except the password because we not need it, okay? We not need it for nothing, and it's just not a good idea to send your password back to the front end. So now simply this is done for here, okay? So that's the first thing. So we can just simply call this like the profile, like this, and then let me just go back right here and then call this profile, okay, and send it right here. Profile, sorry, this is called profile, like this. So now simply it's the same. So now also we can create the function that's going to help us get any type of images from Cloudinary. So we can go back to the routes, maybe not here, let's close this, go back to the routes, to the upload routes, okay, and have another route like router.get, and it's going to be / like list images, okay, and then let's call this list images like this, okay. So let me take that, let me pass it also right here, and I can go back to these functions and after here we can have it. So maybe just after here. So exports list images is going to be an async function, request, response, and then right here we're going to send the path, and the path is simply, let me just show you. If I go back to Cloudinary right here, for example, if I go to the home, so for example, if I want to give like get the images of profile pictures for a certain user, so I can get by the name of that user, which is going to be the name of the folder, and then inside this we're gonna name the folder that we want. We didn't work on the profile pictures or cover pictures, but they're all gonna be right here, and also we have the post images. So any folder you can just name it after that username, for example like username / profile pictures, and that's gonna give us all the images in the profile pictures folder for that username. I think this is clear. So right here we're gonna extract a few data that we're gonna send in the body, like the path. Okay, and then the sort we want to sort with, like ascending or descending, and then also the maximum of results. And then simply you're going to extract that from the body, so request.body, and then we're going to just use Cloudinary function, then version 2 as before, and then use the search function, which is going to simply search. And then we're going to use the expression. So the expression that we're going to send is simply the path, like just like names of folder, like the folder with the name of the username, and then which folder you want after. You're going to see. So we're going to send the path, and then you can sort. And you're going to sort by the public ID, for example, and you can use like this public ID is one of the attributes like that Cloudinary returns for this image, and you can also sort it like ascending or descending. Okay, so this is the sort that we're going to pass. Also you can like max results, so we can just max is going to be just a number, like for example 10, 20, so you can just pass the maximum here. Okay, and then we're going to execute this query. Simply like doing it like in working with any data is actually pretty simple, how or impressive how they done it with Cloudinary. Okay, they make things simple. And then we're gonna simply take the results, and then right here we're just simply gonna return it, so response.json, and send the results back. Okay, and then when we have an error, we're gonna catch the error, and then we can just console log it, send it, whatever. I prefer to just log it. So simply we're gonna go console log the error.message. Okay, and this all of this should be okay. So this all should be covered. Okay, so parenthesis right here, and also one right here like this. So now we're catching the error, and I think we have a problem right here. This is gonna be sort by. And I just remembered something else. Okay, like you can pass the path as variable, but Cloudinary don't want it. You need to pass it as a string exactly. So you need to use backticks to make sure that there is a string for them so they can understand. Same goes for sorts, because when you pass sorts, also you need to do that. So that's quite weird, but we just gotta go with what they want. Okay, so now we can just test this. So let me go back right here. I've done this before, so that's why I know we have errors right there. Okay, so this is going to be list images, let's call it that. So on HTTP, so this is going to be list images, and in the body we're going to send all the data in a form of JSON. Okay, so we're going to send the path, and the path is simply going to be like the name of the username, like someone we have, like activate test, that's a username we have in the database for our user, and then / which folder. And we didn't work on the profile picture or anything else, so we only have these post images, so we can work with that and see. And then we're gonna test it again when we have the others. So post images, and then we're gonna define like the sort, which is gonna be descending. Okay, and then also we're gonna define the maximum, and this is gonna be just some number like 30, for example. So let's send. Okay, so let's wait. So everything went alright, but this is okay, so we didn't get any images. So let me explain what happened here. So the most important thing is those three first. Okay, so the total count is how many images it returns, the time how many it took, and the resources here is going to be the images, but you return nothing. And the reason it returns nothing is because we're using the search function, and in Cloudinary you can't use like spaces. That's why we don't get the post images. Let me go back right here. So let me open a user. We have this user like with the space, so maybe we should like make sure now when we go back, let me just show you and you're gonna understand. If we go back to the front end, and then the source, and then where's this components, create post pop-up, and then the index, and you go to this function right here. Okay, where we send the path. This is like, for example, we can choose post underscore images. So that will be better because now we can to get all the images. So maybe you can create a new post and you're gonna see. So let's create a new post and let me select few images. Okay, you're not gonna need it really for the post images because I don't think we're gonna get them separately anyway. But let me just send. So let's post this and let's wait. I'm gonna see. Let me go back. So we are in the activate test. So this is where we're gonna be. Let me refresh this. Okay, so this has been uploaded. Okay, so now we have the post images folder, and now we have the 2 new images. So now if we go back right here and use that, so this is going to be underscore, this is lowercase. Now if I send, I'm gonna get them. Okay, as you see, this is the total count and this is all the resources and all the informations and the URL. So this is the informations that the Cloudinary returns. Okay, so maybe also for the sort we can make it by the created that, because we want to get the newest images instead of like what we used before. So let me just go back right here, and in the controllers right here, let's make this by created that, so we get the newest first. And also something, let me explain to you. So right here you can like get all the images by just using a star, and you can send, and as you see now we're gonna get all the images now it's 20. So that's also cool. So this is fine, the function is working and everything is all right. Just make sure that your own spaces for the post images is fine. If you want to have it, it's fine, because we only need them separately. For the profile pictures, we want to choose from an old picture, and also for the cover. And when you want to show all the images, I'm just going to use star to get all the images. Okay, so now we're finished for everything set for what we need. Okay, sorry, I'm very tired, so I gotta take a rest, and then we're gonna continue with the rest.